Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman invites you to mark 1 year since Hamas attacked Israel on October 7th. Join us as we come together this Monday, October 7th at 6 p.m. at the Harry Chapin Lakeside Theater in Eisenhower Park. Let's stand together in solidarity with Israel and those held hostage Monday, October 7th, 6 p.m. at Eisenhower Park. For more information, visit nassaucountyny.gov.
It's a common sense recap of the big stories. It's Katz and Cosby on 77 WABC.
28 days to the election. With us today is Senator Ted Cruz from the great state of Texas. Senator, so many problems in this world. I mean, I cannot believe that people are even considering voting for the other party, the Democratic Party, because they don't have a clue what's going on. You tell me, Senator.
Well, the record of this administration has been a train wreck. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have been an absolute disaster. We have raging inflation that is hurting Americans across the country. We have the worst border crisis in our nation's history. We have crime rates rising across the country as these illegal immigrants are murdering Americans, raping women, attacking children. We have absolute chaos abroad, war abroad, weakness from America abroad. And so what the Democrats are trying to do is they want to distract from all of that record. They don't want anyone to pay attention to how their policies have failed. And John, their approach is to spend millions of dollars being deceitful and trying to hide from their record. That's what they're trying to do at the national level with Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. And that's what they're doing with my race in Texas. And I am in the middle of a full-on firefight. Chuck Schumer has been explicit. I am his number one target in the country. The Democrats are spending $150 million trying to beat me. And every single poll in this race shows it as a 1-point or a 2-point or a 3-point race. And so I got to say, I need the help of your listeners. I want to ask you, please come to tedcruz.org, tedcruz.org, and give $25 or $50 or $100, because we're seeing on the other side $150 million from Chuck Schumer and George Soros. We're being massively outspent, and it is a battle that could easily determine control of the Senate and the direction of the entire country.
Senator, I mean, I just don't understand how anybody in Texas would vote for the opposition. If Harris is elected, the borders will be porous. I mean, people will still be pouring in. The fentanyl will still be pouring in.
John, that's exactly right. And the Democrats' approach to that is to try to lie and confuse people. So my opponent, Colin Allred, is a hard left Democrat. His first 4 years in the House, he voted with Nancy Pelosi 100% of the time. On the border, he's voted for open borders over and over and over again. On the border wall, he's voted against the border wall 3 separate times. And if you think border security matters, Colin Allred says you are a racist. He calls the border wall, quote, that racist border wall. And here's the amazing thing, John. He is right now spending millions of dollars running TV ads with him standing in front of the thing he calls that racist border wall. He's trying to pretend his record doesn't exist. It's dishonest, but what is dangerous, with enough money, there are some voters that are not paying a whole lot of attention and can be deceived. Look, if you're a Democrat, it's easy. You put out a press release, and all the reporters, all the TV stations, all the newspapers just run your press release as front page news. If you're a conservative, it doesn't matter what you say, the press won't cover it. They will attack you relentlessly, which means the only way you can communicate, particularly in the middle of an election, is with paid communication, paid television, paid radio, social media, digital, emails, text. All of that takes money. And it's why it is so critically important that your listeners go to tedcruz.org, tedcruz.org, and contribute now. And even $5 or $10 or $20 makes a real difference, because my record versus Colin Allred's record is night and day. I've spent 12 years fighting for Texans, fighting for common sense and the Constitution. But they won't know our records unless people go to tedcruz.org and give us the resources to let the voters know.
you got to have some controls on who's coming and going, and you got to stop. You got to stop the Mexican gangs from putting fentanyl and killing your children. I mean, it just makes common sense, Senator.
We are seeing the Mexican drug cartels have made billions off of these open border policies. If you're a regular American, if you're a senior citizen living on a fixed income who's finding it harder to pay your bills, if you're a young couple raising kids who can't afford your daughter's braces anymore, if you're a young married couple who's discovering that the home you hoped to buy to start a family in you can no longer afford, if you're a mom who's scared for the safety of your kids because of the violent criminal illegal aliens that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and Colin Allred keep releasing, well, then the choice is easy. And, you were talking about gangs. We don't just have the Mexican drug cartels. We also have the Venezuelan gangs. And I'll tell you, Maduro is emptying out his prisons and his lunatic asylums, and he's sending violent gang members to America, to Texas. We're seeing gang members that are raping and murdering children. And it is because of Colin Allred and Kamala Harris's catch and release open border policies. It's endangering the country, and it's why the stakes in this race are so high.
Senator Ted Cruz, like I said, I'm supporting you. Thank you for coming on today, and we'll catch up with you again real soon.
Thank you, my friend. God bless.
God bless.
Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts for the power, performance, and reliability of a new Super Start battery. Visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
Oh, 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 O'Reilly Auto Parts.